The collapse of the Soviet Union marked a pivotal shift in global political ideologies. Liberal democracy and capitalism emerged as dominant frameworks, reshaping the global landscape. But what does this mean for us today? Impact on global ideologies. Capitalism and liberal democracy. The Cold War's conclusion was widely seen as a victory for capitalist democratic systems. Western nations promoted free markets, individual rights, and representative governance as superior to centralized, state-controlled economies. The perceived success of the United States and Western Europe reinforced the global appeal of these systems. Communism and socialism. The collapse of the Soviet Union discredited the centralized, authoritarian communist model in the eyes of many. Countries that had followed Marxist-Leninist policies, particularly in Eastern Europe, rapidly shifted toward market economies and democratic institutions. However, alternative socialist approaches, such as those in Scandinavia or modern China, continued to exist, adapted to local conditions. Rise of hybrid systems. The end of the Cold War encouraged experimentation with hybrid political and economic models. Countries like China blended socialism with market mechanisms, while other states incorporated social welfare policies within democratic frameworks, showing that ideologies could be adapted rather than strictly rejected. Influence on modern politics. Understanding the Cold War's conclusion helps explain current ideological debates. Western liberal democracy remains influential, but alternative models, including authoritarian capitalism and religiously informed governance, persist globally. The collapse of the USSR also demonstrated that ideology alone cannot guarantee stability or prosperity. Effective governance, economic management, and adaptability are equally important. Africa and developing regions. In Africa and other global South regions, the Cold War's ideological legacy shaped political transitions. Many nations moved away from Soviet-style socialism toward multi-party democracy and market-oriented reforms. Yet hybrid approaches continue to emerge, reflecting a balance between local needs, global pressures, and ideological experimentation. Contemporary reflection. Today, political ideologies are evaluated not only on theory but on practical outcomes. The Cold War's end reinforces the idea that successful systems require flexibility, responsiveness to citizens' needs, and economic sustainability. It also encourages ongoing debate about the strengths and limitations of capitalism, democracy, socialism, and alternative governance models. In conclusion, the end of the Cold War reshaped global understanding of political ideologies, highlighting the perceived strengths of liberal democracy and capitalism while challenging centralized communism. Studying this period allows us to critically assess modern political systems, recognizing that adaptability, context, and practical results remain key determinants of success. Thank you for joining us.